Is your favorite cruise port about to move away from cruising permanently? Some interesting information coming from another key cruise city here in North America over the weekend. We got to talk about this. Well, hello everyone, happy Monday. If you are just joining me for the first time, my name is Jordan and this is JJ Cruise. We are a passionate YouTube channel all about cruising. And before I jump into the news, if you could just do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell icon so you get notified every single time we drop a video. We are dropping a lot more videos now as cruising is beginning to restart, and we want to bring you along this journey with us. So hit that subscribe button, ring that bell icon, leave us a comment, tell me where you're from, introduce yourself, and share this video with a friend. Those are the most common ways that you can support us, and we love you for it. All right, now let's get into this news today because this is very interesting. So just to do a quick recap, we all know what's going on with the state of Florida, right? The state of Florida is suing the CDC, and they're trying their hardest to get cruising to restart. Why are they doing this? Because they have suffered a loss of about $8 billion in the last year from the cruise ban that has not allowed cruising to go offshores in the state of Florida. Now, what is interesting about this is Key West has fought back, and Key West has said, no, we do not want cruise ships here. And they submitted a bill to the state of Florida that pretty much would stop all major cruise lines, Carnival, Disney, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Princess, from being able to come into port in Key West. Because they're having size capacity limits that are quite a bit smaller than what most of those ships hold. Now, the state of Florida has stopped the bill and said, no, you cannot do that. You have to allow cruising to resume in Key West. So I decided to do a little bit of research myself and try to figure out, why would Key West not want at least vaccinated passengers to come into their area? Cruise is a lot of money. However, cruise passengers don't spend enough money. And this is the key driver of this bill. It's actually not health related at all. The average visitor that just visits Key West and stays in one of their hotels spends around $650 per night. And if you've ever looked at going to Key West, not on a cruise ship, that's very believable because hotels down there are easily $500 to $800 per night. That's easy to drop that kind of money. Then you're going all the way down through the Court of Florida Keys. Things are a little bit pricier there, just from your average meals. If you're going to go out, if you drink, things are a lot more expensive. Now, in contrast to that $650 a day that vacationers spend when going to Key West, a cruise passenger stepping off of a cruise ship spends $72. That is quite a bit less. So the thinking behind the local government in Key West is that they want to drive more vacationers to visit Key West off cruise ships. So to just go down and spend a week and drop $2, $3, $4 grand on their vacation. This really goes to show that cruising does have quite a bit of value, especially when you think that on a cruise ship, you get to see so many more places than just Key West. You often get to go to Mexico, to the Bahamas, all throughout the Caribbean. I know for Jared and I, we have gotten to go to a lot of islands that we would never be able to afford to go to if we wanted to just go and island hop on our own. A specific place that's our favorite is the ABCs, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. If you've been to those islands, they're absolutely gorgeous. But they're pretty difficult to get to and can be extremely expensive if you're going to just fly to one of them and then boat around to the other two. Or if you're even going to stay on one of the islands. They're definitely Key West prices. Have you been to the ABCs? That's like our favorite cruise destination, is to go to the Southern Caribbean and go to those 3 islands. We will be making more videos, and we have made other videos on those, but those are some pretty awesome islands. All right, but I'm getting sidetracked here. So there is another city that is following in Key West footsteps. There's actually a few, but there's one that has a petition out there to the people of their town to say, let's really roll back cruise ship tourism, because this is not the way of the future for us. And it's Juneau, Alaska. So the people of Juneau, Alaska are saying, you know what? If we have visitors that just come into Juneau and stay for, 1 week, 2 weeks, an extended vacation, they're spending way more money than your average passenger that just has a quick stop off of a cruise ship. This is very interesting because we know that the state of Alaska is also suing the CDC, but the cruise industry in Alaska is a $3 billion has a $3 billion impact within the state as well. So it's interesting because I think, in my opinion at least, Juneau is a much more difficult place to get to than, let's say, Key West. Key West, you fly into Miami, you take a 3.5-hour road trip, boom, you're there. To get to Juneau, yes, I suppose if you live on the West Coast, it might be an easy, quick, direct flight. But this is very interesting to see how this plays out. Currently, this is just a petition, and they're just trying to get enough signatures from the people that live in Juneau to create this into a bill. But I don't know. I don't personally think this would fly. Knowing how hard the state of Alaska is pushing back, knowing the Cruise Act that they were trying to get pushed, knowing everything that the governor is up there trying to do, from my perspective, they're just trying to get people in. And they're just trying to get people in and to spend money as soon as humanly possible. And this thing that Juneau is trying to pull off could really be a hindrance to what is happening. Now, we've already seen this happen in other places. Venus. We know that they had put a ban on cruise ships coming in, and that was for environmental reasons. So that was very different, in my opinion. It wasn't necessarily an economic thing. And Venus actually is building another cruise port. It's like on a different part of the city to help lower its impact to the environment and to really help mitigate the flow of people coming into the city. So that's the big news that came in over the weekend. A couple other things that are breaking this morning. The EU is in discussions about allowing vaccinated U.S. citizens to vacation there as early as this summer. And we keep talking about this summer like, oh, cruising is coming back this summer. We'll be able to sail out of Greece this summer, all of these things. But summer is like right around the corner. We are at the end of April right now. So this is very exciting and this is very interesting. They have said that if you have the 3 vaccines that have been in circulation in the United States, Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson, you will be able to go over and travel throughout the European Union if you have a digital certificate. Now, this is going to be a whole new industry, and I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of apps flood our phones in the coming probably days or weeks, where you can actually upload your little vaccine paper that we all have into your phone so that it can verify that you have had the vaccine, which will really be your ticket in order to get back to travel. How soon will you go back to Europe once it opens back up to America? I know that, or to the United States specifically, I know that we just talked about last week Greece and the restart of cruising there. I'm very interested to know if U.S. citizens will more quickly be allowed on those ships. There's also another country that is talking about restarting cruising as early as this summer again, and that's Spain. Spain just came out. This broke overnight for us, and they said that the Department of Foreign Affairs and Transportation and Tourism is looking at starting cruising sooner rather than later. And they have a goal to recover 50% of their lost tourism revenue for the rest of 2021, which that's pretty big considering that people have not been over there to travel for now more than a year. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. I think that it's exciting. Spain is another really big player in the cruise world. Mediterranean cruises, a lot of them go out of there. And, the Canary Islands, there's a lot of other small places that have been really affected by this. So this is going to be interesting to see. And I'm on the edge of my seat waiting to find out if cruising will be coming back in Spain. One other little piece of breaking news this morning is coming to us out of Texas. We are looking at a potential extended, again, delay for the Royal Caribbean cruise terminal build down in Galveston. Now, if you don't know, Royal Caribbean signed an agreement before the pandemic to make their next major cruise terminal down in Galveston, really build it up and build it out and make it one of these smart terminals, just like they have already in Miami. If you haven't been down there, the process is seamless. I think that we probably took 4 cruises out of there after that terminal was up and running, and I'm not even kidding you when I tell you it is like you just walk from your taxi, Uber, or car from the parking lot or the parking garage almost directly onto the ship. It is amazing how seamless it is and how smooth it is and how easy it is. I feel like that used to be, especially as a kid, one of the pinpoints that just got me when we were getting ready to go on a cruise was going and standing in the long lines and then sitting in the terminal and waiting to get on the ship. And, you know, if you know me, you know I absolutely love cruising. I'm a cruise addict. Hello, I have this YouTube channel. So as a kid, I was so impatient just sitting there and waiting and standing and just could not wait to get on the ships. And honestly, the terminal in Miami has been such a game changer that I'm sure the people in Texas are really excited for this to come and be built. But they're now looking at another delay, looking at the build coming in 2023. Royal Caribbean has asked Galveston for another pause on their loan payments, which the state of Texas has given them. So this is, you know, again, another piece of interesting news that we're going to watch play out here over the next several months to see when that really gets up and going and when the building plans, you know, when they release to the public what the actual plan is going to be. We know that Allure is supposed to sail out of that. And, you know, everything is just a little bit dimmer, it feels like, because it was supposed to be the newly amplified Allure of the Seas, sailing out of Galveston in this brand new amazing terminal. And the terminal keeps getting put on hold. Allure, we know, didn't get amped. So it's sad news. But, you know, they haven't said no yet, and hopefully this cruise terminal is still coming to Galveston. Have you been? You've sailed out of Miami, right? I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you have. But if you haven't, feel free to leave any questions about the terminal experience. It really, really was seamless, and it's probably my favorite cruise terminal to now cruise out of. It is specific to Royal Caribbean. There's some other, I know Norwegian was in the midst of a build, and they were building their really awesome new terminal down there as well. But the Royal Caribbean one comes highly recommended by JJ Cruise. All right, that is everything for today. Thank you again for joining me. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell icon. Please join us over on Instagram. I'm dropping the Instagram handle here. And on Facebook, we have a community cruise Facebook page. Please request to join that. We have a lot of fun discussions in there, and we have so many people that we love so dearly that are a part of our cruise family there. Until next time, thank you for joining me and have a great rest of your day.